difficulty. Fairly normal mode, except for the alt dungeons, I guess.
We've been seeing a whole lot of that this tournament, just because it does favor that execution.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept to be able to pick the goals like that. So that's a fast map check. I think that was Pendant and Desert, and then Crystals at the other two Light Roll dungeons.
Yep, that looks correct. So this intro is just going to be what everybody's used to. Uncle is going to just have a sword.
Yeah, or I mean, we're starting to get used to that again, at least. From the last tournament where Uncle almost never had a sword instead. So one of the big questions when it comes to escape in standard usually happens to be if you get bombs or not. It's a little bit of a better chances to get it in the chest, I guess, when the capacity upgrades has been removed and instead have bombs. But it's far from being guaranteed.
Yeah, you will see our runners farming guards as they're working their way through Hyrule Castle. You need at least one to get to that chest, the 3 chests in the back of Escape. Ideally, you want 4 so that you can cover the bombable locations in Kakariko.
Yeah, nice half magic there. We don't have anything to use magic with yet, but that's definitely gonna be a nice pickup for later on in the scene.
Yeah, I'll let our runners use the fire rod as a machine gun, especially like on Lambolas and Mothula.
Yeah. Hey, there's something to use magic on, I guess.
So our runners are getting some early safety items.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I'm the Schwarz, just a little bit ahead here in the escape sequence, but they're both very close to each other. There's the guaranteed key that you're gonna get in the front part of Escape, so we can go to the back. And we still haven't seen the map, which will be in one of the chests in either the front or the back of Escape, possibly even Sanctuary.
So what's of interest is that we have not found any bombs yet, as we were talking about before. We may not see any more kills on guards, because they may not think that it's part of the prize pack for these enemies, but it could definitely be in the sewers.
Yeah, the ropes are pretty easy enemies to farm, especially since they pretty much pack together as well. So I would imagine we'll see a couple of kills there in hopes to get a bomb or two. So since this is all dungeons, Aga will have to be beaten at some point. It's very interesting. We have both the sword and the cable already. We're only missing the lamp to even put it in logic.
Yeah, we'll have to see if... So sometimes runners can wait until pretty much before Ganon to do Aga 1. Sometimes though, it's required for Dark World access. So we'll have to wait and see on how that pans out, I should say. These ropes just not giving any love.
Yeah. Seems to be a hard time I'm getting some bombs here.
They could easily not be in the prize pack.
Yeah, that could definitely be the reason for not getting anything in right now. I'm getting a lot of 20 rupees at least.
Man,
So it's not all for nothing.
Yeah, at this rate, we may be seeing a revisit Hyrule.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you get the gloves going to the back of escape later, isn't really too much of a pain. One more bomb, or one more rat here for Schwarz to kill, but no bombs, and looks like Alex is deciding to just go ahead and leave back of escape as well for now. And there's our map, so we have 3 items in the back of escape to pick up later.
It's been a while since I've seen an escape where you just couldn't get to those chests. It's usually a common occurrence, but not today.
Yeah, I would say so as well. One thing I will say though is it's nice to see that none of our runners got the bombs. It's always a pain to see someone getting bombs and then someone else not getting them. So at the very least, both of them will have to go back.
We have our first shield. And Alex is just rejecting it.
Yeah, looks like they were about to go and grab it, but then decided not to. Both of them going up to check the bush crabs, but just a couple of hearts. Same with the tree pull. And there's that's pretty nice to get early on, I would say.
Hey, they got some bomb money now.
Yeah, for sure.
In fact, you could probably see them route this in a way they'll probably go straight to the shop and then work their way up Kakariko.
Yeah, that makes sense. We saw another tree pull there, the tier 2 tree pull, I believe it was, from Schwarz, and that was just small magic. So it looks like both runners is, well, Alex decided to go to the bottle vendor first and got some bombs from it, so that was a pretty nice call there. And some bombs in the back of tavern as well, so...
Alright, you can disregard what I said about the shop then, I suppose. There's a mirror.
Oh, and Schwarz going for the chicken clip there, but unfortunately missed it. But got bombos instead, so something
that
good
chicken
came out of there.
That chicken clip can be dangerous.
Yeah, I can soft lock you if you're not careful.
They're probably both thinking, where were these bombs 5 minutes ago?
I would imagine so, yeah. And there's another sword, so that's pretty nice to have. So no glove yet, but we still have a lot of places left to check. There is always that possibility that a glove could be in the back of escape, which would mean that the runners might have to go the long way back to get it. Which is always like, that's probably the biggest fear of like leaving Back Escape, having to go the full long way. As long as they can get a glove before that, should be pretty fine.
Yeah, the mantle will be open in standard when they go back.
Yeah.
And you'll get a light cone still.
And I mean, if they don't get a glove, they're probably gonna have to do Aga for Dark World. So then you can just do that right before going to Aghanim. Especially now that you have the mirror. Don't you have to take that fort back?
Alright, Schwartz is going to give us our first check of the dam. More bombs. I think the seed's just rubbing it in their faces at this point.
Probably. They definitely seem sometimes that the random seeds can have some sense of humor.
Alright, we found blue mail as well. Alexhax will be finding that soon as well.
That's a very nice safety to have, especially if you don't have too many hearts. Hey, and there's our glove paired with a cane, so that's not too bad at all. And then the bug net for just a little bit of extra safety.
It's a nice, that's a nice cave there. They won't have to take the long way through Hyrule Castle to see what they left behind.
Yeah, that's always nice. And with that extra 20 rupee that Schwartz pick up from one of the dancing pickles, do have enough money for Sora at this point. If they decide to go over there. They don't have the moon pearls, so fake flipping might not be something that's on the books right now. It looks like they're suing quitting. Makes sense. It's gonna be interesting to see where they go from here. Starting a sanctuary, so we might see that back escape now after all.
Yeah, that would be the time. But then we could probably see a check at Sahashila's closet.
Yeah, that's the most dense area right now. So not too much of value there in the back of escape.
At least it's mentally checked off.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing, is that when you leave behind a location that you typically don't, it's very easy to forget about it.
Because their Schwartz is heading over to Eastern. They don't have the bow yet, but they could possibly get all items in Eastern without the bow. And we do have free items here in Sashura's closet. Looks like Alex is heading to the back of escape as well to make sure there's nothing important over there. There's a lamp and a bottle, so that opens up Sick Kid and it opens up the way up to Death Mountain.
He's gonna make the Eastern play first. I mean, the lamp does open up one more chest,
yep.
Logically at least. Yeah, and also Chat brings up a good point. That lamp also is another piece of the puzzle for Angle 1.
Yeah, it is.
But it is
I'd
the
be
last
surprised
piece.
to see it without the Moon Pearl, though. But if they get Moon Pearl, that could be a call to make. You're gonna have to do it sooner or later, so if it's required for Dark World access, it's probably not too bad for them. They picked the right seed to do in all dungeons, if that's the case. And Mr. Meyer is the green pendant. So it looks like Alex is gonna follow into Eastern as well here. Or maybe not. I stand corrected. They're saving quitting, so they might head up to Death Mountain instead. We do have a dungeon that we can fully complete there.
I mean, I really do like that play. If you have a full dungeon that you can complete, you have the equipment to do it, just do it.
Yeah, you have also 2 items and a hint tile that you can check on the way up as well. Or 3 items actually, before getting into Hera. Speaking of hint tiles, there's arrows on the Grumpy Fish, according to the hint tile in Eastern. And so if you haven't seen too much of version 30 yet, there's a couple of hint tiles, most of them hidden in dungeons, some of them also in the overworld, which will kind of tell you a little bit of certain locations or items, where they are, or where they can be picked up.
So the moment of truth is coming up for iamtheschwarz. Was Eastern the play?
Yeah, this is the one chest that was opened by the lamp. Well, it doesn't look like it, so it's gonna be a double dip at some point. Alex is skipping inside of Spectacle Rock for now. Might be thinking of just doing it blind after completing Hera.
Yeah, then he can just save and quit and then go elsewhere.
Yeah, that makes sense. Got silver still from the on top of Spectacle Rock, so that's pretty nice. Just gonna need to find a bow to use them. Oh, and Schwartz is checking Lumberjack here.
A unique item is in Paradox Cave. That was our first hint tile in Hera.
Yeah, and just a heart piece on the Lumberjack. So, I'm not gonna have to kill Aga for that reason, but we will have to do it sooner or later.
The flippers. Or go ahead.
No, continue.
The flippers are in the dark. That was our hint.
Hey, and there's a fire rod. Doesn't really open up anything extra right now, but that is definitely a good item to pick up.
Looks like Schwartz is just gonna go take a look at the item. He may not be. He's probably not gonna read that hint tile.
Oh, and an unfortunate fall there for Alex versus the Moldor. Get a map check here from iamtheschwarz from the Dark World. Looks like Feastan is our last pendant, and we had the 5-6 crystal at Skullwoods. I didn't see the last 5-6 crystal.
So Skullwoods and Swamp were a 5-6. Down goes Moldworm.
Yep, and there is an item in the basement, so we're probably gonna see Alex go and grab that. Yep, they're heading straight back in to see what that is.
I mean, this was a good call, right? Like, if the basement had nothing, if Moldworm had an item, then we know we could have skipped this. So
yeah, definitely
some great routing.
Yeah, I think that's probably always the case, especially in like an old dungeon seed, to go up first. But even still, if this was a pendant and not an old dungeon seed, I would imagine most people will go up first anyways, because you're looking for 2 items. So one of them is definitely going to be upstairs.
Schwarz also claims his fire rod.
Yeah, we have all kinds of fire bombos, fire rod and lamp already.
The seed is indeed on fire.
Yep, I would say so. But that's just 10 arrows, so gonna have to search for that moon pearl or other progression somewhere else. So the things we have open right now is we have a Gina's Cave, we have the Cicade, and we have Sora, and we do have Pyramid actually by beating Aga as well. Except for that, I'm not sure if we actually have anything else that we could check at the moment.
Schwarz lucked out by skipping that hint. It was in fact just a joke.
Yeah, some of the hints can sometimes be just basically a joke, meant to not give you any sort of information whatsoever.
In this case, Schwarz did luck out, because I've seen that hint make a difference in races. That particular tile.
Yeah, the hints, they bring in interesting dynamic to the randomizer. Sometimes they can be super useful, and sometimes they can do basically almost nothing at all. So it looks like Alex has decided to go to Cicade first before checking any of the other locations. Cicade today having only 20 rupees. This is kind of unfortunate to have like your progression locked by one-off spots being so far apart from each other. Kind of like just like, okay, which one is gonna be right? Looks like Alex might actually decide to go into Eastern now after all. Which, it's a little bit unfortunate, but I don't blame them. It's definitely the most dense area that they can go to at this point.
So I suspect Schwarz is probably also going to turn in the bottle. And then...
Looks like it, yeah.
We could go to Desert to check Agina. That's probably be the next spot. Just get those one-off locations, like you said, out of the way.
So about that hint, by the way, flippers are in the dark. Does that mean they're locked behind a dark room, or they are actually in a dark room?
I can look that up if you just give me a second. There's a page that has all that. Okay, so in the dark means Aghanim's Tower Dark Maze and Key Sanity and Retro variants. Old Man's Item, the Pod Dark Maze or Basement, and the Castle Sewers.
Okay.
The dark room in the castle sewers.
So we can basically exclude all of them except for Palace of Darkness, which means that the flippers are in Palace of Darkness. So that definitely makes that hint a little bit more valuable, because you can pinpoint exactly where the item is going to be.
So we're also going to get our first look at Desert Ledge.
Yeah, just a heart, but we're now heading over to Gina, so it's basically 1 in a third chance of getting progression here. There's a hook shot. Okay, that opens up a lot on Death Mountain.
And that
we do know there's a unique item in the Paradox Cave, so that seems like a pretty great find for Schwarz. So Alex is now going to be faced with the same decision here. Head over to Sora or head over to Gina. Or potentially even do Aga, but I'm not expecting to see that without the Moonpearl.
Based on the direction he's walking, I'm thinking we're going to see a Gina as well.
That's a heartbeat and some bombs, so that's definitely not the unique item we're looking for. But there's our Moonpearl. Still don't have Dark World access yet without killing Aga, so there's nothing else up here on Death Mountain. We might see that after all for Dark World access.
Yeah, we just have Spiral Cave, and then would that be it then, or there was something else, right?
Well, we still have Sora, but if there's nothing here in Spiral Cave, I would not be surprised to see Schwarz just go for Aga instead of using the time here in the light world to just run to all of the edges of the map. When you kill Aga, you can just combine Catfish with Sora, and you can run over to Pod first to get the flippers, to even get like the other flipper lock stuff as well if you want to.
Yeah, we'll see if he remembers that hint about Catfish.
Hey, there's a hammer. Okay, never mind. We're skipping Aga for now, that's for sure.
Right, there's our Dark World access, everybody. We still have to do Aga 1 at some point because it's all dungeons, but it's probably going to be a whole lot later.
Yeah, I would imagine at this point, probably after beating Aga 2. It's a pretty nice opportunity to take care of Aga 1. So Schwarz heading into the portal south to Link's house and heading straight over to Hype Cave to start off the Dark World party here.
So far, just 20 rupees. Full heart, another full heart container. $20 more. All right, chat. Give that a rating. 1 out of 10.
Yeah. It's a cave of love and money, I guess.
I'd say it's probably a 2 out of 10 hype cave. I mean, got a couple heart containers out of it.
Yeah, I see a lot of different ratings in chat right now. Most of them not very positive. Hey, there's the ice rod from Stumpydale. That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, we won't have to hunt that down later. Oh!
Ooh, well that's definitely nice.
What are those?
Yeah, I like this route from Schwarz, not only because it definitely paid off, but with the mirror you can just do these like K45 and then dig in, and then you just mirror and head straight up to the next portal if you want to. Don't have the myth, so you don't have to worry about the smith quite yet anyways. That's a lot of digs, but you got a piece of heart for it at the very least. Something that could be useful. So Schwarz saving quitting here. Let's see what their next move is. They're starting at Sanctuary because with the boots you can check the bomb crooks now on your way over to the Dark World instead. It looks like Alexhax is heading in the same direction, so that's good. They're gonna get the ice rod, but more importantly the boots, which is the thing that's gonna give them some extra nice access straight away.
So, well, I am the Schwarz. He has a couple options. He could go down south and do Thieves Town, or he could go up north and do Skull Woods.
Yeah.
Both are equally viable.
Yeah, you could both like full clear both of them. Looks like they're heading up to Skull Woods first. Well, got rid of their shield there, but got it back by killing that enemy. I'm not sure what it's called here.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Maybe a like? Or is that something else?
I'm not sure. I'm very bad when it comes to names of enemies.
Yeah, I can't even remember my own name. Alex rejects the piece of heart.
Piquet. That's their name. So not too much from Skullwoods quite yet. It's gonna be interesting to see what Alex's decision is to do the same or head south into Thieves Town instead. One thing I will say about all dungeons, it's pretty nice that you don't have to worry too much about the pendants and crystals. Like as soon as you can full clear dungeon, you don't have to feel too bad about jumping into it.
Plus, it can make some really interesting situations where you're hunting for your go mode item inside GT.
Yeah.
Or beyond GT.
Definitely. In this situation, it could be flute for both Mire and Desert, and could be the medallion for Mire as well. That could technically be in Ganon's tower.
So we are going to see a Fighter Sword Mothula. This won't be so bad since he has half magic, Fire Rod with half a magic bar, which is technically would be full.
Yeah, we even do have Master Sword though.
Oh, it is okay. That's not too bad.
A little bit nicer. Moth is not playing very nice though so far.
It's a lot about just manipulating Mothula's position.
Yeah, getting some nice sword spins there though. That does a lot of damage to Mothula. We didn't get any progression from Skullbus though, just a little bit of money. So we're gonna have to keep searching. Both runners doing the route of checking the front before going to the back. Turns out both items were in the back, so if anyone were to make that call, that would have been pretty nice, getting both items without having to check any of the front whatsoever.
Alright, now we're going to see a Village of Outcasts sweep.
Chess game having a fairy, that's a pretty nice safety to have. But it's not progression, which is at this point we do have a lot of different kinds of safeties, which is it's nice to have, especially if you have to go into some of the in the vanilla game later dungeons early.
Yeah, not to get too off topic, but safeties really feel nice early in retro as well. Or not retro, but inverted.
Yeah. Yeah, inverted for sure. There's so many enemies that can almost one-shot you from the beginning of the game. Ooh, Alex getting really low here. Oh no, getting hit by the spike before being able to activate the cape. That's really unfortunate. But decided to just go for another try here. They do have some magic left from the last fight, so that's good. And also having half magic means that they're not gonna have to use all of their magic before getting back to the fight again.
He also has a lamp, so he could conserve some magic as well in this room.
Yeah. Looks like they're gonna conserve even more magic by taking care of the Gyptos with the Bombos medallion, so that's a good heads-up play. A nice fair there to make sure you have full health as well.
Now, on Schwartz's side, I don't think we've seen anything out of Thieves Town yet.
Yeah, not really. Not sure if they checked the hint tab though. I think they might have skipped it, but I'm not sure.
Chat might be able to help us out on that. Yeah, chat's saying he did in fact skip the hint.
Yeah. And Alex getting some nice vengeance there off that. Picking up their second crystal.
Now, did both of our runners see the hint about pod and flippers?
I believe that was in Hera, so I would imagine both sides.
Okay.
And yeah, it's interesting. We could have access to beating Swamp at this point, depending if the logic allows you to go to the back or not in Palace of Darkness. And by full clearing Swamp, we would actually even have access to the Pyramid Fairy as well. Nice fight there from iamtheschwarz, taking down Blind and getting another shield. A little bit ironic, but that shield would have been super useful against a Blind fighter.
That is pretty much the only reason why you would want to have Fire Shield. Yeah, can't speak.
It's okay. Words are overrated.
Indubitably. Alright, well, there's Tempered Sword. We know where that's at.
Yeah, nice to have a fairly early Tempered Sword.
Yeah, the difference between Tempered Sword and Master Sword is pretty severe.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so having both silvers and tempered already means that once it's time to go to Ganon, we're gonna have a fairly relaxing fight compared to what it could be, at least.
I'll tell you, Master Sword serverless Ganon is not a fun time.
We're gonna get some sync here, shaking the Bonk Rocks by both our runners. Yay, both of our runners are now 50 rupees richer. So with the mirror, we can now check both King's Tomb and Graveyard Ledge as well. That's nice to be able to route them in together.
We get the high five.
Yeah. So King's Tomb having the last shield. Well, or in Alex's case, it turns out it's the first shield instead. So Schwarz is now heading over here. They don't have the flippers though, which they just realized, and saving quitting instead. But by seeing where they were about to head, I'm guessing Pod might be in the near future for iamtheschwarz. In the meanwhile, Alex is heading into Village of Outcasts because they have not checked this area yet. So we're gonna do some some pickups from that Schwarz got earlier.
We'll have to see if there's a key in the first chest of pod. That'll tell us a lot.
Yes, as we know where the flippers are, it kind of feels like pod might be well, not Bolog straight away, because the flippers would open up quite a few new spots for our runners. Some nice swag strats with the bugnet there to get a ferry from iamtheschwarz. Nice to use those those bottles that you got earlier to actually gain some safety from it.
Does Schwarz have a bottle, or does he have like a potion in a bottle?
I don't think any of the bottles so far has been potions.
Okay.
I think yeah, I might be wrong, but I know 2 of them are definitely not potions.
So if this isn't a key, this will be a very short dip into pod.
Yeah. But there's a key, so we can go and search a little bit at the very least. It's fairly likely that we will get enough keys here to go to the back. And Schwarz is not even gonna risk it, they're just gonna head to the back straight away. The only thing that could be a little bit unfortunate by doing this would be having the big key in one of those chests that Schwarz now skipped. So they might have to go back to the big chest once again. And there's the bow, so okay, now we can complete this dungeon. And with the mirror we can complete the Eastern right after as well. There's the big key as well, so that's great news for Schwarz. Not gonna have to go to the back twice.
And there's our flippers as foretold by the hint tile.
Yeah.
I think he's probably gonna hammer you up over to the dark maze. Or not. Alright, on Alex's side, we are gonna read that tile. Some bombs are held by somebody in Kakariko village.
I think it's said by the Kakariko Elder, which would be Sahashla, I think.
A bottle is in the dark village on iamtheschwarz's side.
Yeah, so we're gonna most likely see Schwarz go to the back once again later on, because there's definitely one item, possibly even 3, in that maze room.
Mitts. That opens up a few possibilities along with the flippers.
I would say so, yeah. We have access to so much all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Could,
depending on...
clear... Yeah, we could possibly full clear Turtle.
Yeah, we just gotta see what the medallion is.
Yeah, and we can definitely full clear both Swamp and Ice Pass at this point. Actually, we can full clear, depending on the medallion for Turtle, we could potentially full clear all of the crystals and go to Ganon's Tower, at least for iamtheschwarz right now.
Yeah, we'll have to see what how he responds to all that additional information and items that he just received. Alright, on Alex's side, he's fighting blind. We're on head number 3. Yeah, he's got this.
Yeah, so it's crazy. We went from like, where is the progression in this seed to, whoa, we almost got everything we need right now. That's the power of pod, I guess.
Pod power.
So this is interesting. Looks like Alexhax might be doing agony.
He might be trying to think of his next move, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, by killing Aghanim, it will get him to the pyramid, and after that, it's a pretty short trip over to Pod, so it could lead him in the right direction. Yeah, it's a little bit curious to see the Aga play right now, out of all of the opportunities you can do it. But it's definitely something that Alex will have to do at some point, so it's not really too much of a time sink by going here now.
And then, like you said, he can easily then pair this into a visit to Pod.
Yeah.
Which he knows he needs to go to.
So we get the hint from Aghanim's tower there, saying there's some arrows in Hera. That could actually have been one of the reasons why you want to do Aghanim's tower a little bit earlier, if that was like a super important hint or something. Like, imagine if that would have told us where the flute was. That could have been massive.
I mean, that's kind of the nice thing about the hint system. It starts to put a bit more emphasis on things that you normally wouldn't have done. Kind of mixes things up a little bit.
Yeah. So nice fight there from iamtheschwarz. You just need to mirror now and get over here to Eastern and can full clear the rest of this as well. Alex is gonna have an Aga fight, so if you want to guess how many blue balls we're gonna get, this would be the time to do so, because the fight is right about to start.
I'm going with 5.
Yep. I'm gonna say 6.
You're doing the Price is Right rules on me.
Maybe. I've never seen the Price is Right.
Closest without going over. You just outbid me by $1.
I see. Well, only 1 blue ball so far, so a pretty good start for an Aga fight, I would say.
There's blue ball number 2. It's a pretty good Aghanim 1.
Yeah, I'd say so. Getting below 3 blue balls will only give you 2 cycles, so that's very nice.
Yeah, Alex is going to go for that heart container. So he effectively also did a pyramid check as well. And then this entire play.
Yeah. Who was heading up to Catfish and Sora first, though. I mean, I don't blame them for doing that, but they do know where the flippers are. So if they went to Pod, they could have paired it with. Oh, maybe. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. They're gonna buy potions in case Pod is Bullock. So this is actually a pretty great call, although it's not going to be needed as we know now, but that's nothing that Alex has any knowledge of at this point.
And that brings up just a good point in general for... We can see both these runners, so when we're talking about this, it can be... From Alex's perspective, that's a good call. Well, he's going into Catfish though, so... I think we saw a hint though that the Catfish had only arrows.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm not sure if both of our runners saw it. I didn't keep track of that.
Meanwhile, Schwartz is heading over to Swamp Palace. Full clear this. Yes, they can with probably all of the crystals right now, at the very least. Most of the crystals right now. So it's a pretty great mode to be in right now, like head to dungeon and hope that you get the progression on the way.
So Chad brought up a good point. Grumpy Fish can be Zora or Catfish.
Yeah, Sora, well, that's not much better than arrows, but let's see what Alex next move is going to be.
Yeah, I think he's going to go to Pod now.
Yeah, it looks like it. To be honest, they don't have too many other options at the moment. So Schwartz did get a map in the first chest of Swamp. So we know at the very least one item is going to be on the left side. We'll see if that becomes something that Schwartz decides to check or not. I would imagine they're going to the back first, seeing as they don't really are searching for too many items. But after that, if they're still looking for items, they might decide to go to the left side. It is one of those checks that that a lot of runners seems to prefer to skip sometimes.
So Schwartz is making his way to Argus. He finds the red boomerang, the inferior one, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, that seems to be a couple of different ones. Me personally, I actually don't really matter which boomerang it is, as long as I don't get it. Schwarz doing some really nice dash strats here on Argus.
Oh, that was a beautiful phase 1.
Yeah, just barely missed the 1 cycle. Or barely missed the animation.
And a single silver arrow finishes him off.
There's a compass, so we have 2 items blocked by the left side. And meanwhile, Alex is doing the bottle glitch, which is 100% allowed, where you can use a potion to get past the mimics, so you don't have to have the bow to get past her. It is a sequence break, but as Alex is soon gonna find out, it really was in sequence all along. And it's gonna feel great when you do a potion glitch and you get Titan Smiths, and then just moments later you get the bow in the same dungeon and you're like, huh, okay.
At least he'll know they won't have any logic issues there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things we're doing. Sequence breaks, sometimes it can be hard to keep track of the logic of like where your next progression in logic probably should be.
I saw something about Fire Rod and Hera.
Yeah, that was basically what it said. But not super useful when you already have the Fire Rod. There is 3 hint tiles here in Ice Pasto, so it's definitely got some added value with version 30 with all the hint tiles. And a nice setup there for iamtheschwarz. It's definitely going to do the bomb jump, seeing how they decided to do that bomb strat.
Yeah, we just got hint.
There we got the... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, we just got the hint on where the boots were at. I think that's what you're going to say.
Yeah, so one of the hints in when you play on normal mode, or like it's called standard open or inverted, you will always have a hint telling you where the boots are. So that's our boot hint, but yeah, well, just like the first hint, doesn't really give them any information that they didn't already have.
So what we had was really a loaded pod. And that's where
Yeah.
that is what's really making the difference right now, words. So we'll see the rest of Ice Palace get cleared out here. We're still missing a few items.
Yeah, someone once told me that there's a partying pod, and there's a pretty big partying pod today. Not even only in the back, there were some in the front as well. So after this, for Schwarz, being done in Ice Palace, heading up to Dark Death Mountain makes a lot of sense. You have 6 items that you can get in the overworld there. 7 actually, if you count Spike Cave as well, and then you can full clear Charge Rock possibly. And at that point, you could even go into Ganis Tower and just search for those last items.
Yeah, Alex is hammering it out with Helmosaur King. It's a pretty solid fight.
Yeah. So there's been a lot of things happening on each side, and I want to give a shout out to our tracker today, keeping track of all of that. Mind of me. Very big thank you to our tracker, making sure that both we and everyone in chats knows what's going on. Wow, really nice setup there for iamtheschwarz. Taking care of Coaster without any issues whatsoever.
Yeah, really showing the value of that half magic there.
But this is gonna be pretty nice as well. Taking care of Ice Palace and then just being able to route in the flipper locations right after that. And if Schwarz was one of the, if Schwarz read the hint about the arrows and remembers it, they're gonna know at the point where they're shaking Sora that okay, Catfish is nothing. Okay, actually, never mind. Just receiving and quitting. We're heading up to Darkdrift Mountain, it looks like, instead.
I like this play. He can always make his way back over to the Zora area. But, but TR is going to have a lot of value in it.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting if Bombos is required for Turtle Rock. It's going to be interesting if, like the Flute is in Ganna's Tower. If our runners decides to skip, like, skip searching the rest of Turtle Rock or Ganna's Tower after that, or not, and like kind of gambling on what medallion will be needed for Maya or not.
And Alex finishes his 5th dungeon. Six if you conclude Ago 1.
Yeah, that's I'd say we can count that because it's a requirement in the old dungeons one.
Is Alex gonna do ice first?
Maybe. It looks like they might be heading to the Hobo, and it looks like Bombos was required for Turtle Rock. So yeah, we're in not in go mode because we need to beat all the dungeons, but we can go into Turtle Rock or to Ganna's Tower even, and there's another medallion, so definitely one step closer. Wow, two unique items and an armor upgrade in Hookshot Cave. One of the unique items being a little bit more valuable than the other one. Now, what was on Floating Island? I don't remember, but Schwarz is heading for it.
I thought I saw money. Oh, no, never mind.
Oh, it's a shovel. Okay. Yeah, this seems worth picking up.
I was thinking Hylia Island. Alright. It's time for Turtle Rock.
Yeah.
Alright, another hint. Some caches in Mimic Cave, so we do know that we can skip Mimic Cave.
Yeah, that's a pretty good location to have that hint. Does save a little bit of time not having to bother about walking into Mimic Cave. So unless the flute is in here, or maybe even if the flute is in here, I would imagine Schwarz will be heading to Gannis Tower after this.
I would say it would be the play. That way you don't have to climb back up GT again.
Yeah.
Or climb up Death Mountain again. Should get my acronyms correct.
Yeah, if they find the flute here, I guess the play would be like just search for the big key in Gannis Tower as you normally would, and then climb the tower. Just make sure to grab like the 4 items on the way up, and then you can head over to Meyer, and if you need ether, then you're just gonna have to start searching for it after that.
So right now it may seem that Alex is a little bit behind. Something to keep in note though is that he has done AGA 1. So that's one thing that iamtheschwarz still has to do, and that takes a few minutes. This is still anybody's race.
Yeah, for sure. And we're still missing go mode, so before go mode, I would say it's almost, you can never like call something before that, for sure.
Exactly.
So here we see the skip of Mimic Cave. Makes 100% sense, since we know there's only money in Mimic Cave. Getting another bottle there from the big chest in Tart Rock, and pre-filled with some potion as well, so that's pretty nice. A little bit of extra safety.
I say we have like 12 hearts right now. We have found red mail. And there's our butter sword as well.
Yeah, that's basically all you can ask for, I think. The only safety we're missing at this point would be like the powder.
And even then, Schwarz still has an unused fairy. And he has that red potion. He's pretty safe right now.
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, Laser Bridge, what do you have for us?
Not much so far, but still have that last magical chest containing a book. Okay, well that's not irrelevant because it does give us access to another dungeon and a couple of more checks in terms of the tablets.
I could see him definitely check Bombo's tablet before going to GT.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Alright, and on Alex's side, Alex gets cold stared down as well. Claims yet another crystal.
Yeah, nice little fight, and Schwarz heading into one of their boss fights as well, going for the one cycle strats here. Taking down both of the heads really nicely.
Yeah, this is probably one of those fights where the gold sword really does make a big difference versus tempered. It's like just 3 hits per head and then 3 hits on Trinex.
Okay, so iamtheschwarz now has 7 crystals, is most likely gonna head into Gannis Tower. So do believe we play some form of a big key guessing game, right?
Yep. This is not speed gaming, so we don't have a bot, but don't let that stop anybody from putting in your guesses. Yeah, I want to see some numbers in the chat. We also did see what was in Waterfall Fairy. The blue cane was sitting there.
Yeah. Not really unlocking anything by itself, but since we already have the cape.
All right, I am gonna go with. I think it's in Tile Room.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, there's that Bombo's check. So you have a few more seconds, chat.
I'm not sure of any numbers that I want to say, but I'm gonna say flute is gonna appear before the big key.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Even better if the either medallion shows up, and then you don't have to worry about that.
1 and 2 is definitely not the big key. There's 300 rupees on the torch. We're gonna let that be there and let Bob live for now. That's 4, 5, 6. Still no big key. And same with 7. Meanwhile, Alex is making their way through Swamp, which will be the second last crystal they need to enter Gannis Tower. We'll see if they decide to do the same play or search a little bit more before heading in. Oh, it looks like Schwarz almost got stuck there for a while, but it turned out okay.
The iframes. It kind of messes with you entering the tile.
Yeah. Oh, pushing up the block and getting that fire snake to stuck right where Schwarz wanted to head.
So since I'm bad at counting, what number are we at now?
So we should be at. Don't trust me with math, but I believe this would be up to 13. So
10. Yep.
Yeah. This next one should be yeah, 14. So if we see the big key behind the ice armors, we might get to see the big chest as well coming up here. Searching for that flute.
Do you think he'll go to east side?
If you find
that
big key here?
Yeah.
At this point, I don't see the reason not to, because you already checked most of GT, so that would just guarantee that you don't have to climb the mountain again. There is the big key, and looks like Schwarz is heading to the big chest, so that would be number 16 as the big key location, I believe.
Yeah, I can look through chat here quick. Yeah, it's a Norinat0. I'm pretty sure I butchered your name, but guessed it exactly on the dime. Congratulations.
Nicely done. And I missed the big chest, but I don't think it was anything.
He didn't mirror. Yeah, and he looks like he's going into east side, so it's probably nothing.
Yep. It looks like a big chest was used a heart piece. And we see a tile room check here even before heading over to the right side. Kind of makes sense, I think, because as soon as you're done here on the right side, you just want to head up the tower. The one almost catastrophic place for the flute right now for Schwarz would be Spike Cave, I think. Because once they're climbing up again this tower here, that's going to be the only thing left on the mountain for them.
So, assuming that we find the flute and potentially know that we have the right medallion, we could be seeing a very early go mode for an all dungeon seed.
Yeah, definitely. Seed has been kind, I'd say, with the item locations, except for, well, still not having the flute yet. But everything else was in not too, like, out of the way locations. One of the biggest, I'd say, annoying places to find something was the bow in Palace of Darkness, which kind of want to wait with Palace of Darkness until you have the bow.
Alex is making his way over to Turtle Rock. Yeah, he has some ground he's gonna have to make up.
Yeah, definitely. especially if we're gonna see Alex follow in Schwarz's footsteps. It's gonna be almost up to execution at that point to make up for that round. So Schwarz is through the gauntlet. The first part at the very least is now gonna do Lemolus 2. It's gonna be very interesting to see what the 4 chest locations upstairs has. And if it's nothing upstairs, I would imagine we'll see a trip over to desert. Probably even picking up the what's it called, the Bombos tablet on the way.
That's right. Earlier I called the either tablet the Bombos tablet.
It's not that important. They're both big green stones that.
Yeah, that was a nice fairy drop for Schwarz.
Yeah. It's getting a little bit low. Does have safeties in their bottles already, but it's always nice when you can save them for later when you might need them.
And he has enough magic for these torches as well.
Nice bonk there in the torch room.
That was pretty smooth.
So nothing in the Minnehelmos room.
Two more chests to go.
Yeah, we do have those 2 remaining chests here. Nothing in the pre-Moldorm chest, but well, we have 1 left. Could be Shat's eternal dream here to see something required here.
Alright, Moldorm 2 chest, what do you have?
Rip. Well, we got a heart refill, so that's not bad.
Alright, so it is desert then. That's the play.
Yeah, seems like it.
I could see him maybe knock out Aga 1 while he's here before he goes to desert. It would open up that portal and give him faster access back to Ganon.
Yeah, that would mean that they could use saving quit after beating Meyer to get to the Ganon fight.
Everybody's favorite geometry wizard.
Yeah, nicely done fight as well. So we have Desert, we have Bombos Tablet, we have the Smith sequence, the Smith Hammer Pigs, and what's it called? The purple chest. We also have that shovel that we picked up on Death Mountain. And what else do we have except for that? I'm not sure if we have very much, except we do have Spike Cave that could have the flute. So we're skipping Aga for now. Actually checking the what's it called?
The pyramid
The
ledge.
pyramid. Yeah, for Schwartz. Normally, if you check that after Aga, that's after Aga 1, not Aga 2. Oh, something else we have that we haven't checked yet is actually the ferry at the pyramid as well.
I think he's turning in the shovel though.
Yeah, looks like it.
Alright, shovel spot, what do you have for us?
Is it gonna be vanilla? Well, Okay, it's another fetch quest. So that's interesting. That gives us the option to fake powder as well for the magic bat. But well, it looks like we're heading into maybe the Pyramid Fairy here for iamtheschwarz.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
So they could decide to do Aga after doing the Pyramid Fairy here. And they are pretty close to the potion shop as well after doing this check here. So if anyone is wondering right now, like, iamtheschwarz beat Aga 2, why are they not like just completing the game by killing Ganon? Well, this goal is not kill Ganon, this goal is all dungeons, which means that you have to beat every single dungeon before you can defeat Ganon. So iamtheschwarz is now looking for a flute, which we just found in Pyramid Fairy. So how about that? Now we can complete all of the dungeons and then beat Ganon. Possibly, actually, because we don't know the medallion from Mario yet. We might actually not be in Go mode yet.
Where did Schwartz find either? Or not Schwartz, but Alex. It's on his tracker.
That's a good question. I totally missed that.
And it's on his menu too. So right now, one of Alex's hopes might be that this is in fact the Ether medallion is required for MM.
Yeah. Oh, it was in left side swamp. Oh gosh, that could be pretty big. That might be the very last place that iamtheschwarz is gonna go to.
Yeah, that would be good news for Alex if Ether was required for Misery-Mire.
Yeah, Alex is still gonna need to find the flute though, so that might take a while before they get there, because they're probably gonna full clear Ganon's tower just like Schwartz did before getting it. And it's Quake. Okay, so we don't need the Ether medallion, so Schwartz is saved.
Yeah, that also means Schwartz is in Go mode?
Yeah, it definitely does.
So, hour 33 minutes in, we have Go mode. So here's a philosophy. Oh, there's the big key.
So the boots were required after all then. So what were you about to say before that?
I was like, a philosophical question. Would it be Go mode when he got the flute? Or is it Go mode when we saw the requirement for Mire?
I guess it would be like semi-Go mode when we found the flute. So heading into the Lammolas fight here, very much over-equipped for this fight, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Alex is heading into the Trinix fight. Pretty well equipped for that fight as well. One of the Lammolas managed to sneak away there, but Schwartz got it on the second try here. And a nice fight here from Alex as well. taking care of Trinex. So we have Meyer here for Schwarz to go through, and then Aga before we can take care of Ganon. And for Alex, they need to take care of Ganon's Tower, Meyer, and Desert before they can beat Ganon. And they would also need to pick up the flute on the way. So we have not have any hints about Meyer, so the big key could be basically everywhere. Ideally, it would be in one of the first two ones, but it's kind of interesting how Meyer behaves as a Gomo dungeon. Sometimes it's super fast, and sometimes you basically have to full clear almost the entire dungeon. And there's our big key, so that's very nice for Schwarz. They can just head straight back right away. I did not really notice if Schwarz set up the Spooky Meyer or not. I think they didn't, because they did like Desert first. Just gonna have to wait and see, I guess. Yeah, they definitely did not set it up.
That's a glitch I should learn how to do.
Yeah, it's definitely an odd one.
It's also new. It's like less than a year old. It's like less than a few months old, actually.
Yeah, I think like the earliest I can remember hearing about it was during the spring tournament. So we have the bow, we have silvers, so we can do a pretty fast fight here. We're gonna have to make sure we have a few silver arrows left for Ganon. So yeah, it looks like Schwarz is just gonna use the butter sword for this instead. And then switch for the silvers, used for the big vitreous eye instead. Seems reasonable, I think.
Yeah, butter sword and boots. You just tear through them.
Yeah. So we have a lot of races being restreamed in this tournament. Not all of them can be covered by Speed Gaming, so we have some pretty amazing volunteers making sure that we can have even more races on restream. Today being Michael K, who's restreaming this one, so I want to give a shout out to him for making this race possible.
Yeah, he's one of our latest restreamers. I think it's like this is his second match. He's doing a really good job too.
So Schwarz heading into the Aga fight. What was it? Two blue balls, I think. Not too bad. The RNG for numbers of blue balls are fixed, so it's the same for both of our runners. or any other seed. Every seed will always have the same blue balls for each player who's placed that seed. If that made any sense.
I'd say it does. The RNG is the same for everybody.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's random, but it's pretty fair in terms of how the random mechanic works.
it's like everybody remembers, well, not ever, I won't say everybody, but during the first tournament, that didn't exist, so they got around it by agging them just not blue balling at all. So it was always a consistent fight.
Yeah, that's interesting. I did not play or watch Rando at that point. So must have been a different experience for sure.
Good old V18. Everybody has fond memories of that version.
And Butter Sword is pretty super effective against all of these red guards. Just tearing through them. Alex has the big key, but keep searching GT because they're still looking for flute.
Oh no, and gets grabbed by the wall master.
Maybe it was just a sign. The wall master was like, no, gotta get out of here. That was a really nice hook dash for iamtheschwarz to get some super speed.
I've never seen anybody actually do it that way. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah. Didn't really get much further than you normally would, but the second part there definitely.
Yeah, you get to maintain your speed. So that's
yeah.
Cool.
So after doing this fight, it's gonna be a very short trip to Ganon. Again, not being the brightest sorcerer in the land, just teleporting you right next to Ganon.
Alright, and here we go. Our Ganon fight. Grumble, 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 grumble. I think he's hungry.
Yeah. I mean, Schwartz is doing his best job in feeding him butter, but doesn't seem to like that very much.
I think he's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that could be it.
Schwartz making his way through phase 3.
Yep, only needs 4 hits with the silver arrows now. And there goes the first one. This is a nice setup for at least a double. And there's the last hit.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So everyone, spam your GGs for iamtheschwarz is finished first in this race. Do we have a official time?
Oh, yes, we do. So iamtheschwarz has finished this race in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 44 minutes, 59 seconds.
GG's. Alex is almost through with the top here of Ganon's Tower. So I'll almost hit the 1 cycle for the Whisper Broom here. And unfortunately getting hit by one of the red guards. Always the risk by dashing in that room. Sometimes you just get unlucky with one of the guards' placement.
Alright, so iamtheschwarz does not have a microphone. But he may show up in chat if you guys are nice.
Yeah, it was definitely well played. The seed from Schwartz had a very good routing, I'd say, and the execution definitely matched that.
It does give him his first win of this tournament as well.
Yeah, puts him to 1-1, I think, in terms of wins and losses.
Indeed.
And nicely done. Moldorm fight there from Alex. And looks like we have I'm the Schwartz in chat, so everyone get your GGs again if you haven't already. Very well played, Schwartz.
Alex is starting his AGA 2 fight.
Yeah, this was definitely an interesting seed. Pod having so much value. When does Pod not have that, I guess? But today it felt like an unusual amount of value.
Alright, and there's AGA 2. So, unfortunately, Alexhax has forfeited the race. But everybody get your GGs in chat for him anyway.
Yeah,
Both of our runners... Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
All right. Both our runners put on a great show for us.
Yeah, I would say so. It was definitely well played by both of them. I'm not sure if Alex wants to come in and talk about it. Not. Looks like we do have Alex in chat, so GG's to you as well, Alex. It was an interesting race to see. We do have a lot of matches still to go today, I think. I can pull up the schedule and I can see what's coming up.
Well, on ALTTPR 2, a link to the past randomizer 2, we do have ACM LM versus P-Train. That is going to be a hype matchup. Everybody should go over there as soon as we're done here.
Yeah, that's
in 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be an all dungeons inverted seed, so if you haven't seen too much inverted yet, definitely recommend that. And then throughout the entire evening, you have races going on, speed gaming 2, 3, 4, 5, and such. So there's plenty of Link to the Past to see tonight if you want to see more.
So I want to give some shout outs to our tracker, Mind of Me. There was a lot of route divergence here, and Mind of Me was able to keep up with all of it. I'd also like to thank our restreamer, Michael K. Without him, we wouldn't have anything to show you. And then I'd also like to thank my co-commentator, Walter.
Yeah, thank you as well, Simon. And I think we're joined by Alexhax now.
Yeah, hello, GG.
Yeah, GG's. Let's see.
Well, it was actually okay until the point we had to only search for the food, I guess. Schwarz had to do the same thing, so I tended to do way too much overwork. I actually should have checked all the dungeons I could finish right away and skip probably most of the overwork to be a little faster. I guess that's what cost me like 10 or 15 minutes in the end.
Yeah, I mean, skipping the overworld I don't think was a bad or like checking the overworld I don't think was a bad idea. Turned out the flute was in the overworld, actually in the Pyramid Ferry. It was just unfortunate that it was the wrong one that got checked. It's always kind of hard to say like how much you should try and focus and do before heading to Ganastar as well in all dungeons, I think.
No. Yeah, apart from that, the seed was actually quite funny. I mean, it was like pretty straightforward, so we could go from dungeon to dungeon and clear most of them in the first tip. I was happy when I found that bow in pot, so I could finish this one as well. And yeah, I actually had a good time playing the seed.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, pod was definitely, it was pretty packed, having so much value. You both saw the hint about the flippers in pod, but then also getting the bow and the Titan Smiths there was pretty crazy.
So, Alex, have you scheduled any of your further matches yet?
Not yet, actually. I'm going to have to look at my schedule for the next week and see when I will have time to do some matches and when my fellow group members have time, so we can schedule.
Yeah, and if you want to see more of Alexhax and Schwarz both have plenty of matches left to go in the group stages, so I definitely recommend following both our runners today.
Indeed. Alex, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Thanks to you guys for on the one hand restreaming, so yeah, and for commentating as well. And thanks to the tracker, obviously, for tracking.
All right. Well, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna end this. We're gonna end this stream right now. We do have that match going on at ALTTP Randomizer 2. So I'm sure somebody will put the link in chat. I probably will. Go watch that. That's ACLM versus P Train. That is going to be quite the race. There you go. Try that again, Michael. To everybody here, I've been Sinak, and I've been joined by...
I'm Walter the Fourth, and thanks everyone for joining us. See you next time.
Good night.